Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host, Advocate Tulo Hoyani. This morning I would like to talk about the late Advocate Thulani Mngomezulu. By now we have already picked it up on the media that Advocate Thulani Mngomezulu passed away yesterday on the 10th of December. Advocate Mngomezulu has played a pivotal role in this case. You will recall how, he has constantly had run-ins with the judge. And those were very unfortunate. Let me, with all due respect to the presiding judge, and I want to emphasize with all due respect, that the way he has been conducting this trial sometimes made some of us wonder just whether the decorum of the court was being maintained. The judge has outrightly, or in a most demonstrable way, had run-ins with the defense, be it Mngomezulu or Msololo, any other defense counsel that is featuring that case. And this has been a feature of this trial. It is not just one or two, isolated incidents here and there. The judge has, without any iota of doubt, been leaning in favor of the prosecution and saying very unsavory things about the defense lawyers. Let me give you an example. There was a time some months ago when he ended up saying very disparaging things about black lawyers, to the effect that, I don't know what black lawyers like, why white people don't behave like this, or something to that effect. This matter was taken up by the Black Lawyers Association, and the judge president, Judge Dunstan Mlambo, took up this matter with him. And when the matter was taken up by the Black Lawyers Association and the judge president, Justice Ratha retracted everything and apologized. But for me, it was too little too late, rather. It was an unfortunate incident that should have never happened. But over time, as this trial progressed, we have seen this sort of behavior repeatedly come up, in spite of that, apology from that day, on that day. He has also made very unsavory remarks about, English being, there's a problem with English. He'll always, make cynical jokes like that about, is it a problem of English or something? Insinuating that, the defense lawyers might have problems with the English language. So the way that he has been conducting this trial, in my own view, is very unsatisfactory. I have, in one of my previous videos, indicated that whenever an objection is made, he never makes a ruling. He simply does not make a ruling. And, if the defense stands up, makes an objection, he just lets Baloyi get on with it. And it's a very sad state of affairs because, the impartiality of a judge is a very crucial thing in any trial, for that matter, in any criminal trial. In other words, that impartiality must not be in doubt. The judge must be seen to be above reproach in terms of the way, he conducts the trial, in line with his oath of office that he'll dispense justice without fear, favor, or prejudice. Unfortunately, Judge Mokgatleng has not lived up to that. So it was with a, sense of sadness, and I was not totally amazed when on the 9th, Advocate Mngomezulu didn't turn up in court. Again, he went out of his way to say that one of his sources, we don't know which sources are, but he also, intimated that it could well be the judge president. One of his sources had told him that they had seen Advocate Mngomezulu somehow within the premises of the Pretoria High Court building. What is the implication of that? The implication of that is that, he had doubts about whether Advocate Mngomezulu was actually sick. He was actually in an indirect way disputing that, the man cannot be sick because he has been seen in and around the building, casting aspersions on the integrity of Advocate Mngomezulu. Advocate Mngomezulu, at the time that the judge made those unfortunate remarks, was somewhere in hospital, struggling or fighting for his life. And it was only the following day, which is yesterday, when we sadly learned of the passing of Advocate Mngomezulu. What a sad ending for Advocate Mngomezulu in that court. To the very end, the judge gave him that kind of send-off, and which is, in my own opinion, very, very, very unfortunate. Be that as it is, the way Judge Ratha has been conducting this trial leaves much to be desired. Anyway, let me get back to Advocate Mngomezulu. Mngomezulu will leave a huge gap in this trial. His death leaves a huge gap, and I want to underline the word huge. He had made a very, 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 powerful contribution. He was incisive, direct and to the point, in spite of the many interjections and run-ins that we had with the judge. Mngomezulu always stood his ground. I remember there was a cell phone expert, one host, that was about some 10 months ago. Mngomezulu was cross-examining host. And the judge interjected on behalf of host to say, no, this witness is just talking about the presence of a cell phone device in some place. He's not actually saying that the person was there. That is what he's testifying to. In other words, trying to even throw words into the witness's mouth. And Mngomezulu would have none of it. Mngomezulu just stood his ground and even told him that, he must stop interfering with the proceedings in the manner that he was seeking to proceed. And Mngomezulu told him that, no, I don't want to engage in shouting matches with you. Can you please let me make my submission without any interference from you? So it's a very sad, state of affairs that we have seen. And many of you will have seen, these proceedings on TV, and you be the judge. I don't think Judge Mokgatleng is living up to his oath of office, with all due respect to him. So it is with a sad sense of sadness, I would like to convey my special condolences to the Mngomezulu family, especially his wife and children, for their loss. I would also like to say to all South Africans, the cause of justice, the quest for justice in the sense of Meyiwa trial will continue. I am optimistic that, a substitution will be found for Mngomezulu. Somebody will be found to replace him, and the trial will go on. Another alternative is the lawyers who assist with the matter now might as well, continue on behalf of Mngomezulu's clients because they are better placed and I suppose more knowledgeable than anybody else about the proceedings in that courtroom. Because getting a new lawyer into this sort of scenario at this late stage in the proceedings when the prosecution is just about to wind up his case would then mean that a new lawyer, would have to study the evidence, you have to go through the record, study the exhibits and so many other things. And this would cause another delay. And as we will probably well know, this case has experienced a lot of delays since it started. Remember, this is the second trial we are having now. We had that Mahumela trial. The Mahumela trial, just ended up nowhere when Mahumela found himself facing disciplinary hearings and all the rest of it. Now we are into a second trial by Justice Ratha. This kind of delay, this kind of death rather, will have some delay, will cause some delays. It is unfortunate that right up to the very end, Justice Ratha had to pass those rather disparaging and unfortunate remarks when a man was struggling with his life somewhere. Anyway, that is what it is. Thulani Mngomezulu has left this world. But the struggle continues. Hamba kahle, khawela makhawi. Hamba kahle, Mngomezulu. On that note, I would like to say to you, thank you very much for watching my videos. I'm very satisfied by the way the subscriptions and the views are coming in, but the views are still far in excess of the subscriptions. Let us catch up with the subscriptions and support this initiative. Grow this channel, and we'll continue to bring you analysis that nobody else will ever bring to you. We'll bring you unique news analysis that nobody else will ever bring to you. Thank you very much for watching this video and have a nice day.